Hi, this is Brad decided on September 2nd, where this is a working session. If you don't know what a working session is, it means that we're doing we're actually trying to produce at this point the pamphlet, which is a summary of the sciences in the most reductive form. And so for the first publication, and we're working through a particular section. If you don't know, the working sessions are literally documentation of our efforts. They're all, and the only people who tend to watch them are those that are passionately interested in the subject matter. At present, we're having a little difficulty because I clearly had a mental model in my head when I sketched this out, and I'm having a little difficulty reconstructing model. I know what it is. I'm thinking about orbitals and bonds and molecules, and so I'm trying to deal with how the information is the production of information. Cooperation produces information that's stored in the structure of the element, the whatever structure, stored in the structure of whatever it is we're talking about at whatever scale. So there's information in the structure of an element. The information carries forward as potential for recombinations. In other words, further emergence of further structures. And so when I wrote this, I did a really poor job of writing down whatever I was thinking at the time. So I'm trying to reconstruct what I was thinking. It may be that I just need to
redo it.
And so that's what we've been working on this for a few minutes, and I forgot to hit the what do you call it? The record button. But anyway, so I'm sorry.
So what I would say is this is like the issue is we talked about it before. The addition of energy or matter is capitalization. The accumulation, right, is capitalization. And that can be information, matter, or energy. Or some combination between those three, or because it's a ternary system. I didn't ever think of that.
Capitalization,
matter, energy, and information.
I don't know if this is potential.
So I would put a colon after capitalization instead of a comma, because that's like a definition right there.
Yes.
What I find interesting is that it's a ternary system, because there's a polarity in there to store the energy. The matter and the energy are, and their information is the current state of the function of it, or the current state of it, which is always in dynamic equilibrium, right? So that's the equal sign.
Matter is stable.
Okay. I find that laughable, but okay. Matter is relatively stable. Energy is dynamic, and information is the current state of the system. It's the equilibrium between the unstable and the stable.
I said it a minute ago. I want to say just something about evolution, and we did. what did we cover here? Did we cover accumulation? Operation.
Whoa, I don't like that. Capitalization. That's parenthetical and after accumulation.
I just switched out. What's that again?
I said accumulation.
Yeah.
Parenthetical is capitalization.
I'm not sure.
Innovation is an internal change, and adaptation is an external functional difference.
What I'm wondering is,
Yes. Well, I would maybe say with potential for, I guess you said it with the opportunity too. It's by evolutionary computation. We already introduced evolutionary computation, right?
I'm not sure we did. I don't know if we did. No, we're not there yet. So that's why
Really?
I'm not there yet. So we don't need to add this.
Okay.
I'm confusing myself, the shit out of myself. I think I'd be better off if I just kind of restate this.
Say that again.
Well, I'm struggling too much in trying to figure out what I was trying to say.
Right.
In these poorly, instead of just saying, well, what are we getting across here?
Yeah. So then the thought would be just tell me what you're in, what you would like that thing to say. I like that better.
I don't know, I need any of this.
Say that?
Well, I'm trying to get information in here somehow. You can see what I'm trying to do. So when two things cooperate, it could result as capitalization or work transformation. Especially consumption or capitalization.
Okay.
All right. That's fine. We're talking about physical.
Yes. Hmm.
No. I'm trying to say cooperation produces information. What can cooperation produce? You already said it here. Work.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Work, capital, and information. Work and consumption are the same, right? They're expending energy to accomplish an objective. So it'll be accumulation is capital. And then we define capital later.
You got it, that was it. That's the right answer.
So I put a colon after produce.
That right, or which one do I do? I do work. Accumulation.
Hmm. Would you say cooperative output?
Before, during, and after, right?
Say that again. Oh yeah, that's interesting. I looked at it as this is quite interesting. So energy is plus, matter is minus, and information is equal. That's a hypothesis, by the way. I see you running the proof.
Well, it's hard to see what you're trying to do here. Energy is gonna be this and this. It's gonna be this and this, right? Right? Matter is discovery of a stable relation. So it's before, it's matter stable equal and after plus. Right? I don't know.
Doesn't add value. If you have a plus minus, it doesn't add value.
Well,
See, the way I see it,
keep trying. I'm sure you're working on it. I'd rather you work on it than me.
the energy is before. But see, I don't. Hmm. See, I don't agree with this before, during, after in that capitalization there.
Why?
Because it's like this. I can have an entity that has all three. In fact, most entities have all three.
Right, but you're talking about that's capital versus capitalization.
Hmm.
Right, that's what's happening. Stable relations, right?
Okay. So the process of capitalization is addition of any one of these to the system, right? Energy, matter, or information.
Okay, I'll burn myself out without getting through this.
Getting through this.
What?
We're getting through this.
We need cooperation. We need information. Let's do it that way. Capitalization is produced. This is really part of that, but I don't see what value it has.
Say it again.
I was saying, information produced. So cooperation. Information, cooperation produces. Consumption. Internal.
Now, information is a state change. Does that fit in there?
Well, I would say this is the future outside, so the state change would be reduced here.
Okay,
Well, this is the change in state, which one? No, that would be the result of change in state. Let's run this first. And run back. I'm gonna switch tactics here.
okay,
And so.
hmm. Hmm. It's changes in stable internal relations, right? Oh, no, I was looking at a different place.
That's okay.
That's good. It's notes to self. I see what you're doing, brother. Just in case this gets a little deeper.
That's why I had this first.
Stable relations. See, I'm thinking about this like information. I don't want to distract you. This is I think these little notes of what example that you're thinking of will be useful for the reader to anchor it a little bit into something that is understood or not abstract. This is me talking to Curt and wondering if he's even registering it
I am hearing you.
as he's processing by other means. That's a note for the audience.
Those are the questions we have to answer.
Okay, I was pointing to this, okay,
Go ahead. We just do physical.
you were thinking of orbitals, right? I was thinking of, intramolecular electrostatic interactions
Yes, that's what I
as
was,
information.
that's external, right?
It's internal.
What? Oh,
So say we have a protein molecule that's all stretched out. It can change state by getting these electrostatic interactions that cause it to fold. That will be an informational change, right?
you're talking about work.
So I would say that accumulation can be like you mentioned molecular bonds. Is that like adding a new atom to the molecule?
Adding, yeah, it was like if you want to add an atom to a molecule, you've got just using chemistry.
So that's a accumulation, right? I would call the molecular bonds the information, the stable relation between the molecule or the atoms.
Okay. What are you telling me to write here? Because I'm not sure I understand.
Okay, so the first one where you had the yellow spot, CD, you were thinking of molecular bonds. They represent the stable relations that inform the structure of the molecule.
Right, but that's up here. This is potential,
Okay,
right? So you have capitalization. This includes organization. Energy,
okay,
stable organization. Right, so you have, here we want potential. We want new permutations, availability of new permutations. So if there's a structure now, you have structure A, which has these potentials, and you have you insert change, you have structure B that has these potentials. Now the work can be in the transformation or accumulation, or the work could be an expenditure, like a protein expenditure and release.
yeah.
Actually, second. I burned myself out.
This is hard work, man.
Well, sometimes you go over something and it's like, okay, I know what I was trying to say here. And sometimes I get a thing like this where I'm like, what the fuck? Because we know what we have to do here.
Right. So what we're drawing up there is the most general case, right? The abstraction of the that which follows.
Yep. We're trying to put the rules together
Yes.
so that we can explain how they're occurring here.
That's right. So what's the logic of This is the logic of what's going on below.
It's better.
So I will go back to my analytic pattern with the ternary system, with ternary logic, right?
Mhm,
Cooperation occurs between two things
mhm,
and generates an equilibrium.
mhm.
And so at every stage of this, we talk about what are the two things and what is the equilibrium.
Two things. You mean down here, or do you mean up here?
I think cooperation means that there's an interaction between two things generating an equilibrium. And the equilibrium is what is the interesting part, because it generates the work, accumulation, or information. So that is plus minus equal on that, which you just put in yellow there.
Yes, that's the correct format to use.
Because then it's just a matter of making the verbiage match that. So that's what we're talking about at as we go through this list, because plus minus equals the equilibrium is going to create a state change, which is going to be accumulate, inform, or work. Good capture is plus minus. That's interesting because it can lose something. I wonder if these pluses and minuses are helping us.
I don't know.
I'm just wondering, man.
It's a good tool, right? If you start with, okay, before, during, after, plus, minus, equals.
Right.
You're most likely breaking it down by the correct form. What I'm trying to get at is this is the correct, what is the correct cooperation is this. Cooperation consists of, cooperation is produced by.
Wait. That was an interesting breakdown.
Produced by. Okay, that's the right order. I can stop stressing.
Then I can stop stressing too.
Plus B equals C. That's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to do that. This is what we're trying to do. Okay.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Well,
Because it's like this, it's if you look at it, you have the identity, right? Identity, it's going to be plus matter or energy. That's all it can have, right?
okay,
And then it yields a change in state, matter, energy, or information, right?
yes,
In some combination, right?
Yeah.
It's amazingly difficult.
well, it's basically difficult when you're not in the stream of it. We had to go back and restart, decode decode notes into something reasonable. Whereas that, we got there, it's just painful.
Huh.
Yeah, this is like. Hey, I'm done, Brad. I'm fried.
Good work.
Uh,
Too big. I got to make myself smaller. Oh my. Did you feel that was productive?
Finally. I was having a hard time in the middle there, but you carried that one out of the park again too. Okay. We gotta just hit it tomorrow. We'll try to get through this tomorrow. We probably can. I'll see if I have any energy in a bit. See if I can come back to it. Right now, I'm over. You can hear my voice.
The bagel is exhausted.
Yeah, I think it's the bagel.
That burned a bagel and a half even.
Yeah. Well, you got it right. I mean, so this is right. This was a problem of walking away from something when it's half done, is like you have to figure out what you're trying to do. The rest of it's great. This is easy to do. All right, boss.
Well, I want to thank you, Curt. I certainly enjoyed that.
I enjoy working together a lot.
It was just work, but it's a accomplishment that's valuable.
Yes. The value just we got out of we need to write this. First of all, that was a pain in the ass. So thank you for making it that work. But the value we got out of your statement that we need to teach people by examples of using the first principles, ternary logic. That's something that just, I don't know why it was obvious to me that we need to teach that, like we teach the method. Because, you should just know, right? You should just
Come on, guys.
Just some such a fucking idea sometimes. Like, subscribe.
Didn't Luke teach you guys already? Right.
And I'm crashing already. So like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave comments, tell Brad he's handsome, and thank him for all his patience and good work. I'm gonna stop the recording.